Amy here again. I just thought I'd give you an update on what happened at my surgery at Beautiful Beings in the Czech Republic at the Surgal clinic. Last update was Tuesday last week. So what happened after I spoke to you last was we were taken to the local hospital to have an endoscopy something, where they put the camera down your throat to have a look in your stomach. That was by far the worst thing I've ever had done in my life. It was not pleasant at all. Usually this is done in the clinic, but for a reason I can't remember what they told me, we had to be taken to the local hospital just 5 minutes drive down the road to have that done. So that was awful. It was also quite frustrating because it hurt your throat, but you couldn't actually drink anything because you were on nil by mouth on the day of your surgery. So after that I was waiting around for my actual surgery. The surgeons came in to see me, checked that I was alright, brought me my new bed down and made me lay on there, and wheeled me down to surgery. I just remember feeling petrified. Not gonna lie, because it's a scary thing to go through on your own. Wheeled me into the surgery, gave me a mask over my face, made me count to 5, and I was a goner. Next thing I knew, I was waking up in intensive care unit, next to Emma, who had had her surgery before me. It hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you, it did smart a bit, but sort of within a couple of minutes of me being awake and being conscious, they'd got me hooked up to the morphine, which helped a lot with the pain. I also see the same thing when James, who also had her surgery, together at the same time, he came in. I see the exact same thing happen to him. There was 3 beds in the ICU, and there was also a nurse assigned to each of us. To be honest, I didn't actually see a lot of the nurses, but I don't think I saw a lot of anything. So I can't say they were there, I can't say they weren't. All I know is that when it came to getting their attention in the middle of the night, it was quite difficult, because the other 2 patients were sleeping next to me and I didn't want to shout to say I needed to go to the loo. The surgeon had advised me that I'd get a catheter fitted, but none of us had that. So we had to rely on getting the staff's attention to go to the toilet, which can lead to an embarrassing situation. I won't go into that further. But they kept us quite comfortable and quite stable all night. I think the others found the not beeping of the machines could be quite scary. Personally, that wasn't for me because my grandma had been really poorly, so I'd been around those machines for a few months previous, so I knew what all the beeping meant. But it probably would be worth sort of checking with your nurse if you're feeling uneasy about that sort of thing, because they'd easily tell you what that is instead of fretting. So yeah, slept all night through, really. Next morning they woke me up at 8 o'clock, just checked me over, moved me back into my room, which I slept all day long. I think I was awake for a grand total of about 15 minutes on Wednesday, which was my first day post-op. So I wasn't really in any sort of pain. They'd come in and just give me any pain medication in my arm, anything like that. When I woke up on Thursday, I felt surprisingly okay. I had tried to drink a couple of sips of water on the Wednesday. Body was having none of it. I just having none of it at all. So I just went back to sleep. I'm still on an IV drip. When the surgeon came around to see me on the Thursday morning, he said, did I drink a cup or 2 cups of water? I said I had about 4 sips. So he hooked me up to just another extra bag of IV just to make sure I wasn't going to be dehydrated, which was nice. Drinking water I found difficult. Really quite hard. I don't understand why. It was like it hurts, but it doesn't hurt. It was just uncomfortable and weird. Not at all made easier by the fact that the water is their water and not our water. So maybe at the airport, if I was going back again, I would pick up some bottles of mineral water when I got through customs, or maybe take them little extra super concentrated juices with you. As long as they're sugar-free, they didn't seem to have a problem with us having them, because a nice lady next door went and got us some squash from the supermarket, but it's not actually that accessible. So she was an absolute angel, got me a bottle of Evian, I could have kissed her. But with it every day, it got a little bit easier. Thursday morning, they come and took the drain out. didn't give me any pre-warning at all, took me by surprise, but I think I was happy like that. Which is absolutely fine, with no problems at all. Thursday I was up and about. I went and sat on the terrace, the sort of roof garden, the beautiful things, for an hour or so, just for a bit of a walk round, for a bit of a change. Also had a nice shower. Friday was coming home day, so I managed to get myself all packed, ready to go. So Wendy came around with all my meds that were going home with me, which I posted a picture of. Everything else just seemed to go fine. They were dipping in and out, just checking that I was alright. Could check my belly wasn't too hard. Obviously, if there was any leaks or anything in there. Sent me merrily on my way. When I got through customs, I was expecting a bit of an issue with the injections that you have, the deep vein thrombosis. I just kept everything in the bag with the paperwork that came with it. They just let me straight through. Didn't even blink an eyelid about any of that at all, really, which was a bit odd. What I did manage to do was have my painkillers on me. I had a couple of them before I went on the plane, just in case there was any turbulence or anything like that, but I was absolutely fine. Bit of gas pain, but that is to be expected. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'm now a week post-op. I'm out and about. I'm actually back to work today, which has been great to occupy my brain. I'm not on pain meds anymore. With the drugs they get you to bring home, you're on antibiotics, which are for one more day. Pills are really difficult to swallow. Horrible. You also get anti-reflux medicine, and that's about 5 weeks worth. You just take one of those in the morning, and also your deep vein thrombosis that you have to inject yourself with at night time. I haven't really heard from anyone at Beautiful Beings that I've sort of been getting on with it. All I've seemed to be drinking is Slim Fasts, because I tend to know they've got all the vitamins and minerals in them you need. Eating yogurts and tinned soup, and trying to get as many glasses of water down me as I actually can. With any pain meds that I've had, I've found they taste a lot better if you put them in warm water, like a hot cup of tea or coffee, than you do if you put them in cold, because otherwise it doesn't taste very nice. My recommendations for going over there would be take an iPad or something that can stream live TV, because it can get pretty boring if you're going on your own. Definitely need water, definitely need squash, and I would also say quite possibly maybe another person. No, I'm quite glad I went on my own, really, because I'm not a big fuss sort of person. So as long as you've got a way to communicate with your friends and family, you should be fine. Well, I've waffled on for absolute ages now, so if I think of anything else, I'll give you another nod. Right, thanks, bye.